Hey, back at it again with another what? Math video. This is Mr. Spencer. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my video presentation. All right, so today what we're going to do, we're going to be focusing on strategy number two. If you see on your screen, strategy number two, we're going to be replacing the fractions 1/2 and 4/5. Those are the same fractions that we used from the word problem for yesterday, and we're going to replace those with equivalent fractions with a common denominator using multiplication this time. So we know the steps that we use when we're adding fractions with unlike denominators. Today, I'm just going to add just a tiny step in there that we have to use multiplication to find those equivalent fractions. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So follow along with me as we go on this math journey. All right, so on the left-hand side, I'm going to rewrite the fractions 1/2 plus 4/5. I think like at this point, I'm kind of like a master at like writing with the stylus. This is actually pretty hard, but I make it look easy. All right, so we got 1/2 plus 4/5. We know that the first step that we have to do is list the multiples of our denominators when they are unlike. Because if this was 1/2 plus 4/2, we'd be able to just add across. But since the denominators are not the same, we've got to take a little bit longer route to find our answer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to list my 2 and my 5. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to list the multiples of each of these numbers. So basically, I'm just counting by 2's for this one. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 8, and then 10. Okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing for 5. I've got 5, 10, 15, and 20. Now that I've got a few of my multiples listed for my numerator and my denominator, what I want to do, I want to figure out between those two lists, what is the smallest number that they both have in common. So I'm going to look, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I got 5, 10, 15, 20. I automatically notice that they both have a 10 in common. They both have a 10 in common, and 10 is the smallest number that they have in common. If you keep listing them out, of course, you're going to get other multiples that they both have in common, but 10 is the smallest number that they have in common. So now that I know that 10 is my LCM or my LCD, I'm going to write LCD is equal to 10. Now that I know that my LCD is 10, I've got to figure out what mathematical technique can I use to find equivalent fractions. All right, so from our lesson last week, we found out, or we used 4 different steps, or 3 to 4 different steps that we use to help find the sum of fractions. So I've got 1/2 and 4/5 up here. What am I doing with that 1/2 and that 4/5? So I'm going to rewrite 1/2 right here. And I am going to now use the multiplication sign, okay? I know that my least common denominator or my least common multiple is 10. But the question is, how did we find 10 again, right? Did we just randomly pull it out the air? No, let's think. 2 times, I wrote this too fast. 2 times what gives me 10? 2 times what gives me 10? 2 times 5 gives me 10, right? And just how we have 5 as our denominator, just think of whatever we do at the bottom, we have to do at the top. So I'm going to put a 5 right here. So I've got 1/2 times 5/5. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So 1 times 5 is equal to 5. If you said 5, you're right. Live 5. That's right. So now that we found our equivalent fraction, 5/10 is equal to 1/2. Let's do the same thing for 4/5. I got 4/5 times 2 numbers is equal to something over 10, right? We know that the common denominator is 10, so that's going to be the same for both of these equivalent fractions. 5 times what number gives me 10? 5 times 2. 5 times 2 gives me 10, right? If you said that, excellent job. So now remember what we did at the top. Whatever we do at the bottom, we have to do at the top. Right. Whatever we do at the bottom, we have to do at the top. So if 5 times 2 gives me 10, 4 times 2 gives me 8. That is absolutely correct. We've got 8 over 10. So now that we've got our new equivalent fractions with like denominators or same denominators, we can now add 5/10 plus 8/10 together. All right? We've got 5/10 plus 8/10. And some of you are already in your head like, Mr. Spencer, I already know the answer to that. Hold on. Your teacher's going to ask now, what is 5/10 plus 8/10? Should be the same answer that we got from yesterday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this little model helped us understand how to add fractions with unlike denominators using multiplications or creating an equation using multiplication. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I got today. I look forward to making some more videos for you. All right, catch it. Take care, fifth grade.